Toi Gye, some highlights that I'm looking for as I'm judging at tournaments or what I want to see from our students at testing. All right. Again, we're at purple belt level working our way up, so they should have an understanding of how to get their hips into these moves. This is what these forms are really good tools if you use them like that to practice getting the hips in and helping with power. So I do cross, block, right? My fist facing toward me. Every time I do a block, I want to make sure my wrist stays straight. I see sometimes wrist bend this way and that way, wrist straight. Ready, shift, spear. What this is really doing that I tell them, I'll give a couple different explanations depending on how young my audience is, but maybe you can tell them that spear hand's going into the bad guy's belly, right underneath his belly button, and then you're going to grab his guts and you're ripping him free, you're ripping him out. So that's why I want that move to be fast. I'm like holding those guts up here for everybody to see. That's why you don't mess with me. Same thing here, cross, block, shift, spear. I've got a rotation there, and my hips are helping me with that. As I step, I'm closing that hand around those guts, step and rip. Pull. My X and my yell, that twin punch, there's only one foot movement, two hip motions. So one from here, I got my hands both at my belt for that first one. They'll come back here, and it's not a huge hip motion. It's a little bit of taking the weight off that front leg and letting it re-land is another part of that right there. So it's not going to be a one and come up and do it again two, but it's a timing thing, and I want my weight to land at the same time I finish that twin punch right there with that yell. As I do the kick here, these hands will stay in this position. I'm not bringing them up here or anything like that. I'm keeping them out there. Kick, point, 1, 2. Balance move, we kind of already talked about that. It's a little slow and graceful. These next 6 moves, a couple things I'm looking for in particular. Okay, a horse stance, a good horse stance should be all 10 toes pointed the way your belly's going, not out here. So if you're a mom or dad and you're helping your student practice this at home and they're doing this, they're kicking that leg out. When they land, I'm looking to see, are they pushing their heels out so that way their toes point straight to the front. The other thing on this is whatever leg they're kicking with, so I start off with my right leg and I'm saying right, that's which side of my body these arms are going to reach at. Okay, they're reaching across my right side because as I land that foot in front of me, my hips are way cranked up over here. They're helping pull this double block around. One hand blocking here, one hand blocking there. So from here, right, E, horse stance. Left foot goes left, that's where your hands reach, E, toes to the front. Left, E, right, E, left, E, left, E. I'm checking each of those horse stances and watching them twist their body for that block. Step reach, block low. We talked about this in the cadence video. This block, your arm runs parallel to your thigh. Okay, it's not up here, it's running low. Shift grab. The smash needs to be just like all the smashes we do. I don't want my hands to come to the side. I want to hear it hit the leg. I want these students to think about these moves as they're doing them and start preparing for a self-defense situation. If I had to grab someone's head and actually use this knee to protect myself, I would take that head all the way to my knee. Right? Then it's feet together as I do my reach and step out the opposite way for my block. The next part, the kick, point, spear, if they're just learning this at purple belt, I'd still like to see them challenge themselves. If they could at this point, start thinking about freezing that foot out there for a second. That'd be great. If they can't, they got a few more months before they get to brown belt before I start expecting them to try that. Okay, so they can do it quick as long as they're working on the balance afterwards. So kick, point, I want to see their balance. That way they land that foot in the spear at the same time when they want to. Twist, block, that's hips. That should be an easy move for them. Kick, point, spear, balance. Cross, cross, back. All right, that's a timing. Both hands land at the same time this foot does. This next move, the jump and the low X block where we yell, when we say "Aya," as a purple belt, they can try this way. I'll let them get away with doing it this way. They're here, they can do the jump, they'll pull both hands to their belt for the X. They can do the jump and land 1 foot at a time. Right, left. If that's how it happens, then the X needs to happen when their second foot finishes. 1, 2 is when that X will happen. For more advanced ranks, or for the students who, even purple belt level, who think they can try this and give themselves this challenge, I'd like to see them punch both feet down in the floor at the same time that X lands. So that looks different. That becomes not so much 1, 2, becomes more of an upward jump, and everything lands down together. Reach block is going to be hips, swinging across the body for that. All right. This block here, back stance, simple. They've done this block 1,000 times. All it is again, this arm parallel with that thigh. Shift, scoop. When you get to this part, the scoop is a slow motion move. It's designed to be a slow motion move. You can think about it being a final block right here, or you can think about the way I think of it, since we're doing slow motion, is it's teaching people how to redirect something. I'm not just going to go block, cross block. I'm going to take something that might be aimed for my belly and move it off that line and get my partner out of balance. Okay, so that's the way I'm thinking about it as I'm doing it. In order for me to finish strongly locked out with my body, then my shoulders and the block need to be in a straight line. That's what I'm looking for. Shift, block. We've got certain angles these blocks are going to go off of. They're not coming straight to the front. They will be at angles, but I've got to make my back and my shoulders twist to match that. Step, block, shift, scoop. Again, it's at an angle, so I've got to make my shoulder blades and all that match up with it. Shift 2, shift 3. All 3 of those scoops, those last scoops, went to the same place, over here at an angle, not straight in front of me. Then the last punch, fast, hips, land at the same time as that foot. That should be one of the easiest moves for them to throw. From there, right foot returns back to Jumbi, and that's what I'm looking for at either testing levels or tournaments out of Toi Gye.